BowFlex. In this video, we will show you how to assemble the BowFlex Xtreme 2 SE Home Gym. Begin by selecting an area where you are going to set up and operate your home gym. For safe operation, the machine must be located on a hard, level surface. Please allow a minimum work area of 96 inches long and 78 inches wide. Be sure that the workout space you choose has adequate height clearance, taking into consideration the height of the user and the maximum height of the home gym. All references to the right or left of the machine are from the viewpoint of standing in front of the machine facing the seat. Before you begin the assembly, please make sure you read the assembly manual thoroughly, as it contains important safety warnings and assembly tips. Please note, there are some steps in the assembly process that might require two people to help with the assembly. Some components of the machine can be heavy or unwieldy. Please use a second person when doing assembly involving these parts. Start the assembly by checking the parts list. A right R and left L decal have been applied to the parts to assist with assembly. The following tools are required for this assembly. A 3/16 inch, 7/32 inch, and 5/16 inch Allen wrench are included with your assembly. Step 1. Installing the power rod pack to the lower lat tower assembly. Begin step 1 by locating the lower lat tower, part 3, and laying it flat on the floor. Next, locate the rod pack, part 2, and with some assistance, firmly slide the rod pack into the lower lat tower frame. Fasten the rod pack box to the lower lat tower frame using 3 part F screws and 3 part A flat washers. Insert the screws through the bottom and into the rod box. Fully tighten the screws using a Phillips screwdriver. Step 1 is now complete. Step 2. Installing the lower lat tower assembly. Begin step 2 by locating the base frame, part 1. Place the base frame on a flat surface with the pulleys facing up. Next, locate the previously assembled lower lat tower assembly and align the lower lat tower assembly over the base frame. With some assistance, slowly lower it into place, matching the center holes on the rear bar of the base frame. Secure the lower lat tower assembly using 2 part R bolts, 4 part B flat washers, and 2 part O nylock nuts. Place 2 washers on the inside and 2 on the outside. Insert the bolts through the inside of the assembly and the nylock nuts on the outside back of the assembly. Fully tighten the bolts using 2 7/32 inch hex wrenches. Step 2 is now complete. Step 3. Installing the seat support rail. Begin step 3 by locating the seat support rail, part 4. Slide the bottom of the seat support rail onto the base frame connector and slide the top of the seat support rail onto the lower lat tower assembly connector as shown. Secure the top side of the seat support rail to the lower lat tower assembly using 2 part B screws and 2 part I flat washers, 1 on each side of the assembly. Fully tighten the screws using a 7/32 inch hex wrench. Repeat these steps on the opposite side. Step 3 is now complete. Step 4. Installing the squat pulley frame. Begin step 4 by locating the left squat pulley frame, part 5, and the right squat pulley frame, part 6. Place 1 squat pulley frame on each side of the seat support rail as shown, and align the top screw holes. Please note, all references to the right or left of the machine are from the viewpoint of standing in front of the machine facing the seat. The top 2 screw holes require 1 part H screw with 1 part B washer on one side and 1 part B washer with 1 part O nylock nut on the other side of the seat support rail. The bottom 2 screw holes require 1 part I screw with 1 part B washer on each side of the seat support rail. Begin by first inserting the part H screw through the seat support rail, hand tighten to engage with the nylock nut. Fully tighten the screw using a 7/32 hex wrench and an adjustable or socket wrench to hold the nut in place. After the top screw is secured, install the screws and washers through the bottom holes of each squat pulley frame into the support rail. Fully tighten the screws using a 7/32 hex wrench. Secure the hardware on both sides. Next, attach one slider pulley, part 8, on each squat pulley frame. A right R and left L decal have been applied to the parts to assist with assembly. Slide one slider pulley onto the free end of the left and right squat pulley frames as shown. Be sure the slider pulley knob points away from the squat platform. Lock the pulleys in position near the seat support rail. Next, take the squat platform, part 7, and place it under the front foot of the base frame assembly. Align the screw holes in the squat platform brackets with the screw holes on the inner side of each squat pulley frame. Slowly slide it into place, matching the holes. Finally, secure the squat platform using 4 part Q screws, 8 part B washers, and 8 part O nylock nuts, one set per bracket as shown. Install the hardware to attach the squat platform to both the left and right squat pulley frames. Make sure to install the screws inward, facing out, with the nuts on the outside of the assembly. Fully tighten the screws using a 7/32 hex wrench and an adjustable or socket wrench to hold the nuts in place. Repeat these steps for the opposite side. After all hardware has been tightly secured, Step 4 is now complete. Step 5. Installing the pulley arms. Begin Step 5 by locating the left pulley arm, part 13, and the right pulley arm, part 12. With some assistance, hold the arms in place and align the 2 holes in the pulley arms with those in the lower lat tower assembly. Push the pulley arms in place and secure them to the lower lat tower assembly using 2 part M threaded studs, 4 part D half-inch washers, and 4 part N nylock nuts, 2 on each side. Insert the threaded studs through the pulley arms. Insert 2 sets of washers on each side and 2 sets of nylock nuts on each side. Fully secure the nylock nuts using a 7/32 hex wrench. Use one wrench to hold one nut and one wrench to tighten the other nut. Step 5 is now complete. Step 6. Installing the slider pulleys. Begin Step 6 by locating 2 slider pulleys, part 14. Place one slider pulley onto the left pulley arm and one onto the right pulley arm. A right R and left L decal have been applied to the parts to assist with assembly. Insert a slider pulley onto each pulley arm as shown. Choose any of the 4 holes to secure the slider pulleys. Step 6 is now complete. Step 7. Installing the seat assembly. Begin Step 7 by locating the seat bottom, part 18. Next, turn the seat bottom over to the backside and attach the seat backbone, part 17, onto the underside of the seat pad. Match the 4 holes on the seat bottom and place the seat backbone in place. Attach the seat bottom using 4 part L screws and 4 part E washers. Fully tighten the screws using a 3/16" hex wrench. Step 7 is now complete. Step 8. Installing the leg assembly. Begin Step 8 by locating the leg extension assembly backbone, part 23. Next, insert one chrome tube, part 25, through the upper hole and one onto the lower holes in the leg extension. Select hole for your comfort level. The leg extension may be adjusted during workout to best suit your height and personal preferences. Slide the chrome tubes and have them stick out equally on both sides of the leg extension. Next, attach 2 part 26 foam rollers onto each tube and 2 part 27 end caps at each end. Slide foam rollers onto the chrome tubes and secure with end caps. A rubber mallet may be needed to secure the end caps. Fully insert all end caps. Step 8 is now complete. Step 9. Installing the leg extension assembly. Begin Step 9 by locating the previously assembled seat assembly and placing it upside down on a flat surface. Next, locate the leg extension assembly and insert the leg extension backbone into the open end of the seat backbone. Slowly slide it into place. Align one hole of the leg extension with the hole in the seat backbone to fit your height. Secure the leg extension using the lock knob, part 16. Insert and secure the lock knob. Make sure to engage the knob in the desired height. Step 9 is now complete. Step 10. Installing the seat back pad. Begin Step 10 by locating the seat back pad, part 15, and placing it in front of the seat support rail. Align the screw holes on the seat back pad with the screw holes located on top of the seat support rail. Install the seat back pad to the seat support rail using 2 part K screws and 2 part E washers. The hardware gets inserted through the back. Insert the screws through the seat support rail and into the seat back pad. Fully tighten the screws using a 3/16" hex wrench. Step 10 is now complete. Step 11. Installing the seat assembly. Begin Step 11 by locating the seat assembly. Align the top 2 hooks on the seat backbone, part 17, with one of the pairs of pins on the seat support rail, part 4. Tip the seat front up and slide the hooks onto the pins. Rotate the seat down and back to attach. Pick a set of pins that best fit your height and size. Next, secure the seat assembly using 1 part P seat locking pin. Slide the seat locking pin through the holes in the seat backbone hooks to secure the seat assembly on the seat support rail. Reverse this procedure to remove the seat. Step 11 is now complete. Step 12. Assembling the upper lat tower assembly. Begin Step 12 by locating the upper lat tower, part 11. Stand the tower straight up. Next, locate the lat crossbar, part 10, and align the 2 holes on the lat crossbar with those on the upper lat tower as shown. Check that 2 part A pulley sliders are attached to the lat crossbar. Matching the center holes, slowly push and set the lat crossbar onto the upper lat tower. Secure the lat crossbar using 2 part G screws, 4 part B washers, and 2 part O nylock nuts. Attach the screws, washers, and nuts as shown. Fully tighten the screws using a 7/32" hex wrench and an adjustable or socket wrench to hold the nuts in place. Next, locate the rear lat crossmember, part 9, and align it with the back holes of the upper lat tower. Matching the holes, slowly push the upper lat tower into place. Align the bracket on the rear lat crossmember and secure it on the upper lat tower using 2 part J screws, 4 part C wide washers, and 2 part N nylock nuts. Fully tighten the screws using a 7/32" hex wrench and an adjustable or socket wrench to hold the nuts in place. Step 12 is now complete. Step 13. Assembling the ab crunch station assembly. Begin Step 13 by locating the ab crunch bracket, part 20. Next, attach the ab crunch crossbar, part 19, to the ab crunch bracket. Matching the top holes of the ab crunch bracket, push the crossbar into place. Secure the crossbar using 2 part Q screws, 4 part B washers, and 2 part O nylock nuts. 2 washers are placed on top and 2 through the bottom. Fully tighten the screws using a 7/32" hex wrench. Step 13 is now complete. Step 14. Installing the upper lat tower assembly. Begin Step 14 by locating the previously assembled upper lat tower assembly. Slowly slide the upper lat tower assembly onto the lower lat tower as shown. Next, place the ab crunch bracket against the back of the lat tower assembly. Position the lat pulley housing bracket against the lat tower over the ab crunch station. Align the bolt holes on the ab crunch bracket's side flaps with the lower bolt holes on the sides of the lat tower. To attach the ab crunch station to the lat tower, install 1 part I screw and 1 part B washer through the upper bolt hole on the ab crunch station into the back of the lat tower. Secure each side of the ab crunch using 1 part I screw and 1 part B washer. Fully tighten the screws using a 7/32" hex wrench. Next, locate the lat pulley housing, part 22. The lat pulley housing gets attached to the ab crunch and to the lat tower. Remove both the plastic cap from the end of the long bolt already installed in the back of the lat pulley housing and the pre-installed bolt with washer. After removing the hardware, slowly push the lat pulley housing into place, matching the side holes on the lat tower. Finally, secure the lat pulley housing using the previously removed bolt and washer, as well as one part I screw and one part B washer on each side of the lat tower. Fully tighten the screws on the side using a 7/32" hex wrench. Finger tighten the bolt to the lat pulley. This bolt will be removed and reinstalled in future steps. Step 14 is now complete. Step 15. Overview for the cable and pulley routing. Start by checking the pulleys on the BowFlex Xtreme 2 SE home gym. The following number system shows the sequence to connect and route each of the cables through the pulleys. Please note, all references to the right or left of the machine are from the viewpoint of standing in front of the machine facing the seat. The ab crunch station is not shown for clarity. Connecting the cables is much easier with a second person assisting you. Check the assembly manual for more information. Step 15 is now complete. Step 16. Cable and pulley routing for the lat pulley housing. Please note, connecting the cables is much easier with a second person assisting you, and you will probably need to push the power rod unit out of the way for this step. Begin step 16 by locating the previously installed lat pulley housing. There are two already installed pulleys in the housing labeled as Item 2. First, remove the 4.5" bolt and washer from the back of the lat pulley housing and set safely aside for the next step. The two pulleys will slide down and out of the housing without the hex bolt holding them in place. Next, unwrap the right pulley cables, part 28, on the right and left frame rails. Begin with the bottom pulley labeled number 1. Repeat for the left pulley cable on the left frame rail without loosening your grip on the right pulley cable. Thread the cable onto the pulley labeled 1 on both sides. Hold the cable tightly where indicated. Next, thread both cables through the number 2 lat pulleys, one loop around each. Hold both cables in place and align the 2 lat pulleys underneath the lat pulley housing. Slide the pulleys back into the lat pulley housing, lining up the bolt holes in the pulleys and lat pulley housing. Place the washer over the 4.5" bolt that was previously removed and slide the bolt through the aligned holes in the lat pulley housing and lat pulleys. Fully tighten the bolt using a 7/32" hex wrench. Next, locate the right rod cable that you ran through the lat pulley housing. Thread the cable through the floating pulley and repeat for the left rod cable. The floating pulleys are part 21 and are labeled 3 in the attachment sequence. Thread the left and the right cables on the floating pulleys. Continue to guide the cables through the pulley labeled number 4 on the rear lat crossbar and then through the pulley labeled number 5 on the front lat crossbar. Insert the cable end through the cable end stop ball and attach the cable core to keep the cable from slipping back through the pulleys. The cable end stop ball core should fit over the ferrule when installed correctly. Rotate the core to align it with the groove in the ball. Once the cable end stop balls are attached, you may hook each rod hook onto the lat pulley housing. Step 16 is now complete. Step 17. Connecting the right squat cable through the floating and main assembly pulleys. The pulley cable will be attached per the following sequence. Locate the left squat cable. Next, slide the left squat frame pulley, labeled number 6, to the furthest back hole. Unwrap the right squat cable from the number 6 pulley and guide the cable threading under and through the rear crossbar pulley, number 7, and up through the floating number 8 pulley. Follow the sequence. Before threading on the cable, insert the cable end through the cable end stop ball and attach the cable core to keep the cable from slipping back through the pulleys. The cable end stop ball core should fit over the ferrule when installed correctly. Rotate the core to align it with the groove in the ball. Continue to guide the cable down through the inner right frame rail pulley, labeled number 9, and up through the number 10 right pulley arm pulley. Repeat the same procedure completed for the right squat cable on the opposite side. Finally, attach the hooks on the ends of the left and right squat cables to the hook installed onto the leg extension as shown. Congratulations! You have now completed the assembly of the BowFlex Xtreme 2 SE Home Gym. Before using the home gym, please make a final inspection. Please inspect the machine to ensure that all fasteners are tight and components are properly assembled. Review all warnings affixed to machine. Be sure to record the serial number in the field provided at the front of the owner's manual. Refer to the safety warning labels and serial number section of the owner's manual. Do not use until the machine has been fully assembled and inspected for correct performance in accordance with the assembly manual. If you have extra accessories, you may continue to the next step. Otherwise, assembly is now complete. The following step is for attaching the accessories. The home gym must be fully assembled for the attachment of the accessories. Before attaching and using any of the accessories, you might need to remove the leg extension assembly. Check the owner's manual for more information. Before removing the leg extension, remove any clips attached to the leg extension on the bottom. Next, pull on the knob located on the bottom of the seat. This will allow you to slide off the leg extension. Pull on the knob and slide off the leg extension. Set the assembly on the side. If you are doing curl exercises, you may attach the hand grips to the bottom pulley cables. To attach the hand grips, pull the clips open and slide it into place. Next, if you are doing tricep workouts, you may install hand grips to the center cable pulleys as shown. If you are doing single arm pushdowns or elbow extensions, you may attach hand grips to the top pulley cables. The 50-inch bent lat bar can be hanged on the storage hook at the top. Attach the hand grips, hook them into place. If you are using the 50-inch bent lat bar, you may remove the hand grips and install the lat bar instead. Check the owner's manual for more information. Attach the lat bar by hooking it into place. Finally, if you are using the seated abdominal crunch shoulder harness, you will need to install two part 14 pulley sliders onto the abdominal bar. Slide the lat bar pulleys into place. Hold the knobs and insert the pins into the holes. Turn the knob to fully engage the knobs. Proceed by routing the cables through the pulleys attached to the abdominal bar. Finally, locate the abdominal crunch shoulder harness. This gets attached to the pulley cables routed through the abdominal bar. Slowly attach the abdominal crunch shoulder harness by snapping one hook to each of the D-rings. If you are doing good mornings or working on your rear deltoids, proceed to attaching the optional squat bar. Check the owner's manual for more information. To attach and use the optional squat bar, you will have to remove the seat and leg extension assembly. Start by first removing the seat and leg extension. Locate the back of the seat where it is attached to the lat tower. On the back, the Part P seat locking pin that will have to be removed. Pull the pin out and place it aside. Swing and remove the seat assembly with the leg extension assembly. Safely place them aside for later use. Finally, route the bottom pulley cables through the pulleys labeled number 6. Remove hand grips if needed. After routing the pulley cables, locate the squat bar. Attach the squat bar by snapping one hook to each of the D-rings. To apply resistance, hook the cable to the power rod pack as needed. Attaching the accessories is now complete. Before using the home gym, please make a final inspection. Please inspect the machine to ensure that all fasteners are tight and components are properly assembled. Enjoy your new BowFlex Xtreme 2 SE Home Gym. Brought to you by BowFlex.